What's up, Ftmo family? AlliTrades here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I call this absolute banger on GBP AUD. So let's get right into it. So guys, for starters, when I looked at the charts, this is exactly what I had seen. Now the reason why I liked this versus the other pairs is because this one actually looked like it was in a nice supply area, like it was priced in that it was going to align with the news. So I'd focused on there. And I tried to find the time frame that our order block was touching on. So if you guys look at the minute 15, we were not touching on the minute 15 order block. That would have been all the way up here. And the lowest time frame that I look at that we were touching on was the minute 30. So I decided to stick to this. And what I had noticed is price was almost playing off of a demand zone here and kind of pricing up while it's building liquidity in these areas, right? Now, since we're building liquidity, I figured most likely with the fundamental analysis I've done, which is I looked at the GDP, which was expected to be negative 0.1 coming from 0.2. And I also looked at some of the Australian news, such as their GDP was at 0.2% positive, but it's still, their economy shrunk. And then I also saw that less people were claiming unemployments in the UK. So just using all this data and where it was priced in, I decided we do have a fair shot of going short. So I had placed limits right at a psychological level right here at 700 with the stops just above the order block resting right here. Now I also took a look at my higher time frames, and what I noticed was I had a very clean channel right here getting respected. And this is one of those setups that, I believed was going to play out very nicely. Now another thing I did was, if you guys look at the hour, I just figured we had so much repeating itself here. So if I highlight this area right here, you guys can see that this is repeated right here, right? And if I highlight this right here, this drop right here, you guys can see this drop happened, or this was the end result, right? But this consolidation phase here kind of builds up right here. So let me show you this. Let's make this level here purple. Let's make this one green. And so you guys can see here, we have this same consolidation phase building up right here. And then we're followed by a push up, which I'm going to make, let's make the push up area blue. And let's make this drop orange, right? So you guys can see that very clearly. So I was anticipating, well, we had the red zone here get replicated, followed by a nice little push down. This purple zone is forming. And I was like, I bet that we're going to have a nice little blue push up into our OB, followed by a big melt. And so as you guys can see here, price action did literally exactly what it did to the left while respecting our order block. The news came out at negative 0.3%, which was once again in our favor, and price absolutely melted. So my shorts were right here, and I just closed out at about 4 a.m. my time, which was right over here. And I'll show you guys this also, the scale in that I took. So one thing I like to do is when we have fundamental analysis come out in our favor, I like to wait till we start to range on the minute 1. So I'm going to go ahead and clear everything off just to make this clear for you guys. But as you guys can see, we had this big push down, and then price gave us this little range right here where we had this. So I'll draw a box around it, and I'll wait for the box to get broken out to continue in our favor. So the second we had this close here, I called a scale in, and I was actually on live as I did this. So keep in mind, we have our initial entry at 700 with the stops just above the minute 30 OB. And we have our scale in now. And so you guys can see right here, we've caught, close this at 4 a.m. And once we punched this new low here, I put both of my stops to break even, just to protect it, because keep in mind, if price is moving with the news, right, and it's punching these new lows, there should be no reason why we would create another high, because we have such a strong catalyst behind the market that's giving us that volume to push us in our direction. So at this point, I decided to let it run. But I also saw that we had some USD news coming out at 5:30, which I'll show you guys right here. And because we had that news, I didn't want to essentially risk my profits on something that was uncertain. So right at 4 a.m., I closed out right over here, I believe. And yeah, you guys can see that was a 1 to 4.6 right here. And then over here, we also caught a 1 to 3.2. So it was just a very simple analysis. All I wanted to do was see where the markets were priced in at, which we saw they were priced in at a great selling zone. What is forecasted to happen? The markets were expected to go bearish if they followed along with the news. And so to me, this was the perfect setup. And I just wanted to quickly share this with you guys. I hope you guys caught this with me. And also, I'm passing funding challenges only using my signals. This is one of those trades that we took on it. I include the exact risk I take and everything. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys liked. And I'll see you guys there.